Okay, so we saw our lists. Now let's talk about the different types of lists. Now there are names lists. Now you're going to use your names list often. You're also going to see these most often in all of the lists that you're using. The other lists that we looked at, like your chart of accounts and your payment method and your products and services, those you're not going to see as often. Now, when you're using your customers, the only people that should be in your customer list is anyone that you are invoicing, so paying later, or tracking sales by customers. So you're tracking their sales. So it's always money coming in. Our vendors, we're going to track accounts payable, so that's entering bills later, and any purchases that we have. So any money going out is going to be reflected in our vendor area, and that's the list that we're going to use for anyone that we are paying out. It's also 1099s. Now our employees, if we're preparing payroll, those need to be in that employee list. Those are the only ones. So if you have a 1099, they are considered a vendor. If you give someone a W-2, that's the only ones that should be in your employee section. Now there's some rules when it comes to QuickBooks Online. You have unlimited names and unlimited amounts that you can actually add. But after you get to about 10,000, it does slow things down. So try and keep that list down to about 10,000. Now names have to be unique across all three lists. So if I have a vendor that I also sell to, I'm going to need to change that up a bit. I'm going to show you how to do that when we get into working with our list area. You can't move it. So if you set up a vendor and you set them up as a customer, you're not going to be able to move them. So no moving. So you will need to delete that and then recreate it. All right, so now what we're going to do is add lists, names to our particular list. Now there's two areas that you'll be using to update your list. The first area is right here, your menu, and then the second area is your gear, and this is where you can go to all lists. Now let's go ahead over here to our sales area, and we can see here that we have our customer section, and we're going to go ahead and add a customer. We've got a customer that we just started working with. We're going to add them. Over in this area, you can see your new customers. Remember where we could import? This is also where you can import multiple customers. But we're just going to open this up, and we are going to add a customer. Now you can see all the areas that we can add in. We can put the company name. If it's just a first and last name, so let's just say it's John. We're going to be real original here, and let's choose John Smith, and let's go ahead and put John on 1212 Main Street, and he lives in Anywhere, USA. And we're going to go ahead and save and close that. Now you can see it displays the name as John Smith. When we do save it, it is going to be saved to our customer area. You can also see, if we come back to this customer area, that we can add products and services from this area. Now again, with our expenses, that's where we add our vendors. So we would click on expenses and then go to our vendor section. If we're adding employees, then we're going to click on our worker area and go ahead and add those employees in. To add to these other list areas, Let's go ahead and look at a payment method. We can add those just by clicking on that area and clicking on New. So we can go ahead and say, now we take Diner's card. Add that in, save it, and now you can see it's added that to our list. You can see we already had Diner's Club in there. Now we're taking Diner's card. Very easy to get started on adding your list. So that's how you add your list.